we rolling? That spoon, I can tell, low quality metal, aluminum, doesn't ting. Oh well, like a lot of things these days, right? But my coffee still tastes good. So it's good to see that some things are not so inclined to change. I'm on my way over there. Camera is rolling. Here I am. Welcome to another episode of Dumpster Divers PC Reclamation Amateur Home Videos. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. Again, it concerns this platform, this build, this X99 platform. And I bought a couple of devices for it here. Very first time I ever bought one of these. I don't think I can use it on here though, unfortunately. But I would be able to use it on another PC. So it's not a total waste. That's the good thing about having a number of PCs is what might not fit on one PC could fit on another. This is a riser cable and it's supposed to give you an advantage when there's too much crowding and it's hard to access a certain PCI slot on your system board. You can use one of these to tuck it in and get access to it. But that's one thing I did. Another thing that I did is I purchased one of these little cards. One of these. And this is a little NVMe M.2 stubby. And I think this is okay to put in here on this stand-up socket. I'm going to put my Linux on there instead. Nice little NVMe, manufactured in all places, Germany. So it's not so long that it can get bumped so easily, interfered with once it's in the pardon me, the computer case. Normally it comes with a bracket. There's two screw holes here and one there. But I didn't get the bracket with this system board. So might be able to look online later and see if I can find a bracket for it. But I know that I can, be relatively safe with a short stubby NVMe that way. And that'll be my primary operating system on this particular system board. Today's video largely concerns the X99 and X299 platform, and I know I've referenced this many times before in the past. I know in my earlier video I pointed out that the chip, the 6900K, it came out in 2016, and then in 2011, 2021, Windows 11 came out. So in less than 5 years, that CPU was rendered EOL thanks to Microsoft and their Windows 11 operating system. A very expensive platform is rendered obsolete due to what Microsoft has to say, and therefore there's no more support for it, and even Intel drops the ball on it. Now, what am I talking about? There is a feature with many Intel processor chips called Turbo Boost Maximum Technology. And TBMT has been around for a long time. TBMT 3.0 was the latest that they came out with, to my knowledge anyway. This is a feature which allows the processor chip to find the fastest core in your CPU and to focus all your tasks and things that you do, the things that you're currently doing, on the fastest core. So it's supposed to help with the performance. That's the general idea anyway. Now, to be honest, I don't know how efficient that really is, because you know, I mean, if you get enough things going, obviously something's going to have to take the back seat, right? So exactly how that works, you know, I'm not very savvy about. And if you overclock your PC, it automatically gets turned off anyway. So I don't really see a big advantage with it in my case, because in my case, I mean, I like to overclock my CPUs. So, I mean, not extreme overclocking or anything, but, you know, I like to give it a little bit of a boost. Go ahead there, Copper Top. You can keep going. That's my daughter, my camera girl. She's going to be my camera girl on my next video. Yes, we are going to unbox the pink PSU. Yes, we are going to do that. Hopefully after I'm over this terrible cold. But I want to address this. I want to address this issue because for a couple of years now, I've been trying to find a workaround, and I did manage to find some workaround for the issue that I'm going to address here soon with TBMT. Because I think it's probably very annoying for a lot of people, and I think it needs addressing. It's been around for a while, and I think it's also important that people understand that if you don't hold corporations' feet to the fire, then they just, you know, throw it under the rug and essentially throw you under the rug and forget about you. And this is what Intel did with the X299 and the X99 platform, in my opinion. But I reached out to a lot of people. I did a lot of research, a lot of work on this. That's why I'm making such a big deal about it. I went on to a lot. I mean, I can't even tell you how many different websites I went to, how many professionals I spoke with concerning this problem with Turbo Boost Maximum technology. And here it is in a nutshell. Intel pulled the software for Turbo Boost Maximum technology a long time ago. Like, I mean, over a year ago. And it still works on some processor chips. You know, sometimes there's just no issue with it at all. But the reason it was pulled, it was pulled because, you know, Intel, 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 is security reasons. There was a problem with elevation of permissions with respect to TBMT. So Intel decided that they would pull the software for the Turbo Boost maximum technology, which is actually part of the architecture of the chip itself. And actual TBMT is firmware, not software. But there is a software program for accessing TBMT from your operating system side. Now, you can disable it from your UEFI BIOS, and you'll definitely disable it all right. It will also affect the performance of your CPU. Or you could just overclock your CPU like I did. But no matter what you do, when you go into Device Manager, you're going to find in Devices the bang, the yellow triangle with the exclamation mark, letting you know that something is wrong. Essentially, it's telling you one of the devices on your computer isn't working right. It's not working properly. And to a PC builder, that's very annoying, because, you know, the PC builder's job, or PC repairman's job, is to make sure that everything works. Okay. So, a certain fellow I was trying to work with over a year and a half ago really knocked themselves out trying to help me, and I regard this person as one of the foremost authorities on ASUS drivers. And he's very well known, very respected in PC circles. He knows his stuff, okay? And he really spent quite a bit of his time and energy trying to help me out with this issue, to no avail, on an X99 platform. And I recently got back to him because I felt that I had discovered a workaround of sorts, but not really a solution, okay, in my opinion. Not really, well, an unorthodox approach, okay? And I might have to show it to you today. But he got back to me, and he still seemed a little annoyed. And well, I'll read what he sent me here. I won't say his name because I just don't think it's appropriate. But he stated to me, "I don't see what you expect from me. This is not in my hand. There is no bleeding edge source on driver development to have, since that Intel has confirmed that they have stopped TBMT 3.0 drivers to switch to OS native support." Now, that's true. They did do that, okay? They stopped their support for TBMT, but they left their customer hanging. They left the customer hanging in Device Manager. They left a big, ugly bang in Device Manager, and no remedy. None at all. They go on to say you need to look at the BIOS side. ASUS X99 motherboard, and it gives me instructions, and I'm going to try those instructions. Now, with respect to the X99, he states this option is probably not available in the BIOS, and the platform being EOL, don't expect much from this side. Now that's fair. That's fair. And I know that if he doesn't have a fix for this, odds are nobody does. Even so, I want you, the customer, to beware, because you see, this is the whole thing. I'm not monetized. I can tell on people, no problem. All right, I don't stand to lose anything. All right, I can tell on people, no problem. So if you're considering getting a X99 or X299 platform, please understand you're going to have an issue with Turbo Boost maximum technology. And it's not really that big a deal, especially if you're overclocking, because you can bypass the nonsense just by simply, overclocking your CPU. It has to turn off, because otherwise it'll try to boost your CPU in overclock mode and probably fry itself. So there's some built-in safeties that way. Maybe that's why they took away support for it, because people have that software could probably hurt their computer. I don't know. But despite this cold, I really want to make this video. I really want to show you the problem. So I'm going to turn on the computer and try to show you the problem. So here we go. The computer's booting up, and he has some instructions for me here to follow, and I'm going to try those instructions and see if it works. Well, there we are. Bip. I put a little bipper on here too, so I can hear it. I'm gonna mosey on over there. I'm gonna point the camera to the monitor so that hopefully you, the viewer, can read what's going on. So here I am. I'm the scanner man. We're going to move the camera here. We're going to zoom in. I want you to read this. I want you to see this. I want you to notice what is going on. Pardon my unorthodox pounding, but hopefully you'll be able to see this. I don't have a capture card set up to show you, so one moment here. My nose is leaking like a faucet because of this cold. Probably shouldn't even be doing this while I'm ill, but I'm sure many of you have seen worse. My goodness. I can't even get tissue paper these days. Probably the girls got it all. Anyway, all right, I'm going to sit down here. I apologize for my amateur behavior, but we go into PC. Now I'm going to show you. Once upon a time, like Windows 10 once upon a time, you used to be able to click on this PC here, right? And you would automatically be able to get into Device Manager. Well, not anymore, because you know they really improved it with Windows 11, right? Now you got to click again to show more options. Now after you click again, now you can click on Manage, right? And you can finally get into your Device Manager. So that's a real improvement, because now instead of just clicking on the icon, you get to click 3 times to get there, right? Yeehaw! What an improvement. Now here we go. We're in the Device Manager, and now you'll notice right here, maybe I might have to zoom it up. It says Intel Turbo Boost Maximum Technology 3.0 driver. Now notice it's listed as a driver, but it's actually part of the architecture and the firmware of the CPU, but they call it a driver. Now, I'm going to check the camera to see if the camera shows it. It's highlighted, but the camera doesn't really seem to show it. So, I'm going to take the camera off the tripod, and I'll pull it off, and I'm going to show it to you because I want you to see it. It's highlighted. There it is. See the yellow triangle? The little yellow. I don't know. I'm trying to get it to focus, but it's not doing a very good job. Doesn't know what I want it to do. Yeah. Well, it's not doing a very good job. But anyway, I'm sure you saw it. That yellow triangle right there. Intel Turbo Boost Maximum Technology 3.0 drive. Pardon me. That's it. That's the culprit. Alright. So, he has some tips for me on how to make it go away on the X299 platform, but not on the X99 platform, but on the X299 platform. Well, we'll see about that, right? We will see about that. Let's give that a whirl then. We'll try to follow his instructions and see if it actually works. But first, before we do that, I want you to see something. Something I saved, because this is an issue. And this has been an ongoing issue. Remember, this is not an end-of-life platform. Remember, this is a Windows 11 ready platform. Okay? The chip I'm using is a Windows 11 ready chip. Alright? So, let's look at Intel support. This person, RG16 beginner, says I'm experiencing persistent errors with Intel Turbo Boost Max technology 3.0 in the device manager. Here are the details. I recently performed a fresh installation of Windows 11 on December 29, 2023. Despite attempting to update the driver, the error persists. The Intel Driver Support Assistant indicates that my drivers are up to date. Initially, the technology worked, but the problem emerged a few days later. My BIOS is current. Intel Turbo Boost Maximum Technology, ITBM, is enabled in the BIOS. The processor is overclocked using EVGA overclocking software from 3.0 to 4.5. He means gigahertz there. 4.5 gigahertz, that's impressive. I hope I can overclock mine to that. I haven't got to that stage yet. Despite my efforts, all the information I find is outdated. I've been unable to locate Turbo Boost software on the Intel website. Pardon my cold. And Windows support offers generic instructions on driver updates. I've attached screenshots for reference. If anyone could provide assistance, I would greatly appreciate it, as I've run out of ideas. Well, I know that feeling. I knew that feeling back in 2023 myself, and in 2024 when I was trying to work with someone to fix the problem. Now, moving along. Here it is, see? Just as I showed you on the camera, he's got pictures of it with the little yellow bang there, right? That thing right there, that yellow bang. Annoying little yellow bang. And I just want to show you how Intel treats their clients. I want you to see how they answer him. It's like a greasy politician, you know. Thank you for the posting in Intel community's support. We will be more than glad to assist you in this matter. Please attach the SSU report so we can verify further details about the components in your platform. Check all the options in the report. Blah, 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 blah. Right away, they're going to try to find a problem with this guy's platform so they can blame it on that rather than what the real issue is. Okay, that's really what's going on here. All right, I know that. I know that from dealing with these people before. They're very slow to admit fault. Okay, very quick to blame something else. So he cooperates. Here you go. Thank you for the reply. Okay. RG16, you are very welcome. Thank you very much for providing the SSU document. Oh yes, everybody's so nice. Thank you, thank you, thank you. After checking the SSU report, we can confirm, as you mentioned, that Windows 11 was properly installed. That the drivers and the BIOS are up to date and all the components are properly recognized. Now this is a bunch of hooey people because listen, Alberto here, you know, the Intel's representative, he already knows there's a problem with Turbo Boost technology. But he's going to make RG16 to jump through all these hoops because really, he's kind of probably hoping that RG16 will just drop it. You know, why go through all that trouble, right? But RG16 doesn't drop it. RG16 wants to fix the problem. Alberto, in the meantime, he already knows. I promise you, he already knows there's a problem with TBMT. Now he says, regarding the Intel Turbo Boost software and drivers, we would like to let you know that the Intel Turbo Boost Technology 3.0 driver and control panel application was removed from Intel Download Center due to there is an unmitigated vulnerability resulting in PSIRT issue, so we need to have binaries removed from the Download Center. There are no plans to develop any new versions, so that means the drivers and applications will disappear from the Download Center. Okay, fair enough, right? That's the software. All right, that's a little interfacing software. But if you're going to do that, Intel, then fix the problem. At least, don't leave a bang dangling in the device manager tree. Something's wrong, flash, flash, something's wrong, because that's never going to go away, Intel, until you fix it, Intel. Okay, so regarding the Intel Turbo Boost software and drivers, we'd like to let you know that we dropped the ball. By removing the drivers and applications, you haven't lost any CPU features of the Intel Turbo Boost Maximum technology. Well, oh, isn't that reassuring? You just can't use the software for accessing it from your operating system, right? The Windows operating system has the support natively, and the Intel Turbo Boost Maximum technology is still a feature of our processor. Yes, okay, still a feature, but it operates, in the background through the firmware, and you cannot access it or manipulate anything with the software that once came with it. So they put it on autopilot, essentially. The CPU feature Intel Turbo Boost is enabled in hardware and P code. There is no way to enable or disable ITBM 3.0 feature. This is true of a processor as it is enabled in hardware and P code. You can run a tool like Intel Extreme Utility to monitor the ITBM frequency of the CPU. Now, did that answer RG16's question? No, it didn't. Okay? It's like some greasy politician. I don't know. Let me think of an example here. Let's say your river is being polluted because some chemical company is dumping a bunch of toxic waste into the river. And the politician is going up saying, we promise to make jobs for people, and we promise to fix the economy, and he's making all these wonderful campaign promises. And then somebody asks him, what will you do to help our environment because our river is being polluted? And he answers this way: we will make jobs better for you and you'll get more money. Did he answer the guy's question? No. And that's what these guys did. They didn't answer his question at all. They totally bypassed the question. Here. And here's his answer. Sure, I get that. But the initial issue stands. The device manager is saying that the driver can't start. Do you see what I'm saying here? And I don't have the software installed. Never did. As you said, it has been taken down. Yeah. Intel giveth, Intel taketh away. So just let it be? Have that one lonesome driver flagged in Device Manager? Did Microsoft screw up the Device Manager? Are we hoping that Microsoft picks up on it and magically adds a fix in one of their many updates? I know the machine is running fine. By my OCD, can't have that one driver flagged, and no one has an explanation. RG16, I know exactly how you feel, and I feel for you, buddy, because my OCD jumps up and it's like alarms. When I see one of those bangs in Device Manager, okay, my spidey senses, they don't just tingle. I'm alarmed. I need to fix it. It means there's a device that is not working correctly. And, but you see, they don't give him an explanation. See, now, RG16 goes, I guess I'm not understanding. I removed the driver. I don't have the ITB program. The issue now becomes an unknown device under Device Manager. And yep, there it is. It is an unknown device now. But hey, don't worry, because you can disable it and uninstall it, and guess what? It will be back. You see, here we are. See, I like what RG16 did. He gave him the whole, unknown device, right? He doesn't have to worry because it'll be back. I promise it'll be back. I know, because I go through it myself. Now he gets more of the, thank you very much for your response. Perfect. It is great to hear that after disabling ITBM support under the BIOS unknown driver was removed. Sure, the driver was removed. The driver was removed. But that bang is still there in the Device Manager. Okay? Albert R. has done nothing for this person at all except use the greasy politician act of avoiding the question and not solving the problem at all whatsoever, not at all. Thank you also for taking the time to share the solution. No, there is no solution. This is not a solution. I went ahead and disabled ITM supported the BIOS. And ITBM is still running under Windows services. Go figure. He's trying to point out that regardless of doing that, it's still running and it's still in his directory tree and it's still a problem and he has not solved anything. That's what he's trying to tell Intel, that this hasn't solved a zip. So right away, Alberto interprets that as he solved the problem. No, he did not. So, it doesn't come as any surprise. Now somebody here, please allow me to communicate on behalf of our friend original poster RG16, as I am also experiencing the same issue. See, the ITBM issue is still being recognized in Windows Device Manager whether the driver is installed or not installed. The issue remains unsolved. There's no solution. And we need not pretend that there is one. Exactly. Okay? So, that's the reality. So now, folks, I don't know about you. Maybe you might think I'm nitpicking. But when a system is being advertised as Windows 11 ready, and it's not EOL, no, you don't get away with sweeping it under the rug and pretending the problem is fixed when it isn't. And in this case, that's exactly what's happened. And you see, they're hoping they can do the same thing with the X299 platform that they did with the X99 platform. Because that issue existed with the X99 platform also. But they thought, well, hey, it's only going to be a few more months. You know, Windows 11's coming. We'll just drop the ball and pretend it isn't happening. That's what Intel did. And I want to point that out to you, that this is, unless you hold a corporation's feet to the fire, this is how they're going to treat you. And so I'm putting this up so that people know what's going on. All right? Because if they can get away with doing this with your, with this platform, and with other platforms, they're going to keep doing it. They won't care, and they won't fix it, and they'll leave you hanging. They'll leave you dangling, and tough, because you already paid the money. All right. So my point is, I'm putting this on video. I'm telling on Intel. I'm telling on you, Intel, for your gross treatment of your clients. All right. Now, I have some good instruction here from a very knowledgeable man, and he says to fix this issue on my X99 platform, I can do this. I can go into my BIOS, which means I'm going to have to restart the computer. And I do apologize for this terrible cold that I have. Dripping nose and everything. It's horrible. All right. Yep. That's my cue to hit my delete to get into the BIOS. Oh yes, I forgot I put RAID on this thing. Okay. We're going to follow the instructions. It says press F7 to switch in advanced mode. Okay, under advanced tab. So we're going to go the advanced mode. All right, oh, that's the same thing as F7. Advanced tab. CPU configuration. Okay, so advanced tab right here. All right, there's CPU configuration right there. Right? CPU power management. We've got to scroll down for that. CPU power management. We're looking here. CPU power management configuration. I'm pretty sure that's what he means. Okay, yep. MFC mode override. Okay, so we're going to have to drop that and look for the MFC mode override. Well, turbo mode is disabled already here. All right. There's the MFC mode override. Okay. Switch from MFC driver override to OS native support. Okay. OS native support. Press F10, save and exit. That's going to be the fix. We're going to check that. We're going to see whether or not that gets rid of the yellow bang. I hope that I'm going to be able to see. I don't care if turbo mode is disabled because I'm overclocking this chip. F10. Okay, so we switched the MFC mode override to the operating system native support. Click OK. Now, maybe this will take it away. Maybe it won't, but you'll be the witness. You'll see whether or not this fixes the problem. There we are. And this person I talked to, listen, if his advice doesn't pan out, I don't think anyone's will pan out. Because this fellow, he knows his stuff. And I feel kind of bad annoying him about something so trivial, you know. I mean, this guy, he addresses serious issues, right? But, you know, when you run out of your resorts, you know, like this guy's the last resort for me. Now, actually, I should be honest. I have an unorthodox method that I mentioned to him, and I don't think I got his blessing on my crazy unorthodox method. It looks like it's loading a bunch of drivers there after what I did. But now what we're going to do is we're going to look, oh yes, the old-fashioned Windows, the Windows 11, click 3 times to get to Device Manager. Show more options. Okay, Manage. Okay. And Device Manager. All right. I sure like the old-fashioned way where you just clicked on the computer icon and there would be Manage right there instantly, you know, and then you could choose whatever you want to manage. This is not an improvement, guys. This is not an improvement, Windows 11. Okay, it looks like it might be gone. Well, we don't know that for sure. We need to look at, pardon me, system devices, and we'll see if the Intel Turbo Boost maximum technology is fixed. And if it is, well, great. It doesn't really look like it's fixed. It looks like he just completely killed it. It's not there. Did they just like completely remove it? It looks like it completely got removed. Intel Management Engine Interface number 1. Maybe that's what that is. It looks like it just got completely removed altogether. I mean, I guess that's a fix. Okay. Yeah, it looks like that's what they did. It's not in Device Manager. I can't find it. I can't find it. So at least it is a way to remove, pardon me, to remove the bang, the very annoying bang. But yeah, it should be in devices, and I don't see it in devices. I'm just fooling around here. That's a lot of processors on this. Yeah, that's a fair number of processors. 32 threads. Nice chip. Software components. Okay. Software devices. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, I don't see. It should be in system devices. That's where it should be. And I don't know what this generic bus is, but it's rather odd. I'm wondering if it's that USB card, which is kind of funny because I did give it the correct driver, but okay. Okay, and universal serial bus. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I could show you my unorthodox method. And my unorthodox method takes the yellow triangle out, but leaves Turbo Boost Maximum Technology in. How about that? But it's really good to see that this works. And, you know, if I had his permission, I would give credit to the man who gave me this advice. And I know that I annoyed him, but I wasn't intentionally trying to annoy him. It's just that I know that he's got bigger fish to fry, and you know, he already spent a lot of time over a year ago trying to help me with this problem on the X99 platform. It's not his fault. You know, it's not his fault that Intel drops the ball on things. It's not his fault that Microsoft goes and makes a platform that's not even 5 years old, $10,000 computer obsolete just because it decides that, you know, a Broadwell CPU isn't good enough for their Windows 11. It's not his fault. I understand that, right? But you know, it's that's dirty, filthy, callous corporatism for you. That's what that is. And don't get me wrong, I'm all for capitalism, but you know, corporatism gets real dirty, and it's also very hard on free enterprise. So you know, there you go. I could probably give you a lecture on that too, but and that's how they treat their customers. I mean, they're too big to fail, right? So you know, like, who cares? Sweep it under the rug. This is supposed to be a Windows 11 ready platform, right? They better have a fix for it. Okay, this is their answer to it, so they're off the hook. I guess Intel actually did something to fix the problem on the Windows X299, because it certainly isn't fixed otherwise. And what that other person did was not this, what I read to you. What that other person did when he disabled the drivers, he was trying to explain to the person at Intel, look, I did everything you suggested. It's still there, and it's still working. He didn't show a picture saying, look, it's gone. No, he did not. Why? Because it was still there. It was still there. The yellow triangle was still there. And if I go back on these instructions, and maybe I will, maybe I will. Bear with me. Let's try that. Let's go back on these instructions, right? We'll restart, and I will reset